Too Many Hats podcast with your hosts with the most, Tony and Lavelle, every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock Dead. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. Too Many Hats podcast.
Top of morning to you, my beautiful people. Happy Tuesday. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood, man. It's your host with the most, Tony Mays, Lavelle Salter. What it do, my guy?
Good morning, sir, man. You said my name with some emphasis. Somebody said Lavelle Salter. Looking at me.
What it do, my guy?
You got it, bro.
Hey, shout out, man, this morning, man, to Greg Price. Happy birthday to our brother, man. We getting ready for the 3rd annual Zelly Fang Easter celebration.
Hey, man.
Shout out to Greg, man. 55 today.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. G Price. He on the wings of love this morning. They gone out. Hey, we be right back. Yeah, but shout out to our brother, man, from another mother, man, Greg Price. For just being there for us, man, too, when we need him, man, and keeping us, man, in the loop of the community engaging events, man.
Man, I saw Mr. Villiard too, bro. Damn.
Huh? What you say?
I said, Mr. Villiard, I'm finna start crying. Mr. Villiard, baby.
Mr. Villiard. We gonna get dinged, man. Every time you play that song, we get dinged. You needed to take that out your repertoire.
Oh, you ain't never seen on the better.
Yeah, I told you before. Every time you play that little stuff from the store, they ding you.
Oh no, you never see it on the better.
Yeah, take that out. Take that one out your repertoire. They ding us on that one sometimes. I want us to be in prayer for our brother, man. Zoe. He hit me up and let me know he was in the hospital. Had I don't want to tell you what he did. He can share that if he want to share. But he's in the hospital, man. So let's be in prayer for our brother Zoe, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. He's in St. Francis right now on Park. I'm gonna try to. Me and Monica gonna try to come by there. Monica said she missed it too, Val.
Man, promise.
I posted a picture of the body I did in the other day. I must be missing it too.
Yeah, no.
Oh man. Any other shout outs, man, this morning?
No, let me see who else's birthday it is. I don't even know.
Shout out to everybody who listened to our podcast yesterday, man, and then thought they wanted to go out there and go AI crazy and make all these AI character, however you pronounce it, anime pics yesterday. It just drove me crazy on Facebook yesterday.
That was on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Man, I was like, oh my God. That's what these people probably ain't never use ChatGPT. Somebody sent them how to do it, and them folk, man, boy, everybody got it. Whew, man. Well, yeah, shout out to y'all, man, for using ChatGPT, man, or whatever you use, whatever AI platform you use. Gemini, Sinatra. It's so many out here, man. What is it? Metro Cool.
It goes on the call, man. We praying for you, bro.
Yeah, Metro. Good morning, Zoe. We praying for you, my brother.
But you know, it's one in within your if you have an iPhone, if you have the Ray-Ban glasses and you connected to Facebook, they got Meta AI.
Yeah. Yeah, Meta AI. Yep. You're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. I'm trying to make sure. I'm trying to make sure I don't have no. Wait a minute. I'm trying to make sure I don't have nothing to no more shouts out.
I'll be glad when this ice gonna be gone. They tell me I'm finna get a whole new storm though in a couple of weeks, in a week or so.
Yeah, for putting that smile on my face yesterday.
They go to damn rain.
Well, yeah, I heard it was supposed to rain today or tomorrow. But maybe that rain they help kind of melt some of this stuff that ain't just melting away right now.
Yeah, especially with the temperature.
Yeah, because the temperature it didn't drop as low last night as they said it was gonna drop. Because they were supposed to be in the teens last night, and it didn't get that low at all.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, that's a real blessing, especially for me over here, because I need this ice to melt out my house so these folks can look at my roof.
Yes, sir.
Who you know, man, versus what you know, bro. Yeah, you make see this don't even sound right.
What?
This don't even sound right. I mean, it sound right, but it sounds something like something else.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And all we did was went to Red Lobster. Those are the simple treasures she's talking about.
Oh.
The Red Lobsteress. She's a Red Lobster.
I mean, either way it go. I mean, hey, you don't have it, the way it come up, it come out. You feel me? She's sharing some love with her boo thing. You hear me? I can move that little boy.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Let's smile. Let's just smile. I like that. I smile. Let's just smile, baby.
They smile in your face all the time. They want to take your face. The backstabbers.
How you go from
backstabber? I feel like it this morning, man.
Feel, Reverend. Feel.
Yeah. Who you know versus what you know, man. That's what we talking about today. Who you know versus what you know.
Okay.
You can know some people, bro. You can know some folk, and it don't mean a heap of beans. And then you cannot know some folk, but because you know some stuff, could be, yeah, just
yes,
yeah,
Azon, what to do?
Who that? Azon on here?
Yeah.
What's up, old? I ain't gonna talk about Azon this morning. Cause Azon got stuck the other day.
Yep.
Azon got stuck. He said Memphis is horrible with who you know and not what you know. I mean, they both got their advantages and disadvantages. Azon got stuck in the snow the other day, bro. And then he tried to go live while he's stuck in the snow. But the crazy part is he's stuck right in the snow, couldn't move. But he on the phone trying on the live trying to roast some girl who asked him was he the DJ. I'm like, if you don't get off this live and try to get unstuck.
He was laughing and everything. I'm good, bro, but I'm good.
He talking about I'm rolling it back and forth. I'm trying to rock this junk. Then he get out and dig some. Boy, if you don't get off this live and get yourself unstuck. Who you know versus what you know, bro. Let's get to it, man. That is not what I want to put up.
It's little as a mug. Little as a mug.
That is not what I want to put up. Sometimes, man, I think Lavelle is losing it.
Talking about?
He said he's still hurting from that fall. I know. I bet you bust your tail. I've been seeing a lot of bust. I busted tail out my bone.
What?
I've been seeing a lot of them videos on social media. Folks been busting their butt. My daughter included.
My homegirl, man, it was so funny the way she feels. She called herself she kind of like tiptoe type, stick dancing, trying to get to the garage. She tiptoed a little bit and tipped her ass clean on the ground.
Like Mark, Tasia, she just stepped out the car and fell. They ain't even took a step. Just fall getting out.
That ice be waiting on your ass.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Boy. She went from Westwood.
Bust her tail. I'm okay.
I know they out there laughing. I know they on their camera laughing at me.
Man, laughing. I didn't laugh. My wife laughed. My wife is the one who actually pulled it up. She went straight to the video. So Tasia said, I just failed. She said, you failed? Oh, let me go look on the video.
Damn.
I said, now ain't that petty? Ain't that petty? That's petty. Man, I want to do this. We gonna get to it, y'all. What you know versus who you know. We're gonna get to it, man. We're gonna get to it. To it. But I just wanted to share a couple of things with y'all this morning before we jump into it.
What's up, Miss Gwen?
The McGwen. What's up, McGwen? I asked if she was all right first. No, you didn't. You went straight to the video. You didn't ask that girl nothing. You just looked at her and she appeared to be okay. And because she appeared to be okay, you said, she all right. Let me go to this video. Good morning, Paulette.
Don't do that. Do not do that, Doc.
I bust the windows at your car. Yes, I did.
This man ignorant, man.
I bust the windows at your mother car.
Hey, Miss Paulette. Tony is up here tripping, man. Don't worry, he got to go work in a few minutes, so I can go back live. This is dumb.
This man, right? The Dapper DJ in the strip club.
I'm feeling done on you.
The Dapper DJ is in the strip club.
If I'm in the strip club, I'm back down there. I'm over there spinning some records.
Hey. A queen it. Look at Lavelle's teeth.
White as a mug.
Man, that man I told him to put some whitening on Lavelle's teeth. White his teeth some more. I said, highlight the blue eye for me, please.
Oh, this
love. All right, okay. I'm done. I digress.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Loretta. I digress. I'm back. Yeah. Okay. What you know versus who you know. Success is influenced by both relationships and competence. Access often comes from people. Longevity comes from skill. So if you really if you really look at that, right? People may get the access to the job, as Damon brought up earlier. He said, Memphis is full of that, right? So people might get the access to the job or to the event or to the whatever, the contract or whatever, because of who they know. But you can't just, because you know somebody. If they got to be able to get in there to perform the job, work through the contract, whatever the situation is, they got to be able to stand on their own once they're in there. So that's the downfall of that. I know a lot of times with family members, people bring nepotism into play, and that's cool. Like, so I don't expect, we talked about Dion with his boys and how Dion wanted this for his boys and he did this for his boys, but what father wouldn't do that for their child or mother? If you could help your child or your child out with a job or a career or something, what parent wouldn't do that? If I could set all my children up to be successful and give them jobs and do all that, I would have did it too.
Right.
But so we talk about it. And then when you think about this in terms of jobs, a lot of times that this kind of irks me, and this is maybe to Damon's point. When you talk about jobs and you posting a job knowing you already got somebody else you finna hire, I think to me that in a lot of time, but I want y'all to understand this a little bit. A lot of times this happens on jobs because they have a policy to where they have to post a position for a certain amount of days, whether it's internal or external. Now, even though they already know in their heart of hearts who they put in their position, they still have to post it because of the policy. And it sucks because you done got all excited. Oh, they got a job. Let me apply for it. Let me go ahead. And you done put all this energy, got your resume all right, and uploaded your resume, took the time to fill out they 16-page application online, and you done did all that stuff, only to find out they send you soon as you send your resume, 3 days later, they send you a letter saying, sorry, we appreciate you applying for the job, but your skills didn't match. It was whatever they say. And Monica said longevity comes with skill. I know a lot of folk fake it until they make it. For years, they don't know a fine thing. I don't know if I ever shared this story. I may have, but when I was working at the Pinnacle Farm back in the 90s, I hated the job. I think I said that part. I think I shared that part. I hated that job, right? And so what I would do, and I worked the nights because I took the nights so I could try to find day jobs. And so what I would go do is I would go and work with temporary agencies, right? And I didn't want the typical warehouse job through the temporary agency. So I went through Robert Half and places like that did office jobs and stuff like that. Cause I didn't, I wanted to get out of the warehouse scene and all that. And so I had went to this little business school and completed it. I think it was like a 9-month little business school, touch of computers and little basic business stuff. So I understood enough to do me a resume and all that stuff. And every little job that I got, right, if it was a 3-month contract, whatever, I would take them. If it was 3 months or whatever, or they say we don't know how long the contract gonna be, or somebody's out on maternity leave, whatever. Every time I would go in there, if I didn't know how to do a certain thing, LaVelle, I would watch somebody. It's like, hey, I need you to make this spreadsheet and blah, 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 blah. Or they would just be able to do it. I was like, oh, what you finna do? I'm finna make the spreadsheet for so. So I would just sit there and watch them. I'm talking about from the time they clicked, open up Excel to everything. I'm talking about I watched them. And then Soon as they left and walked out the room, I would get on my computer and practice doing the same thing they just did. And they said, oh, I got that. And then I would literally go to my resume and say, fluent in Excel.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey,
I would literally do that.
Mm-hmm.
I built my whole resume doing it off of one-offs, really learning how to do stuff on the job that I learned from people. So that fake it till you can make it stuff.
It's real.
And I end up getting a whole lot of skills doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I later on went and got, I went and got my degrees and stuff, but I had already faked it till I could make it. So I was already matter of fact, I still wasn't enrolled, I don't think, in even a bachelor's program at the time. I was in management roles making $80,000 a year. And I had friends and stuff that had graduated with degrees. I'm talking about bachelor's and master's degrees. Half of them didn't even have jobs, was still trying to look for jobs and find jobs. And I was making jobs in management. I was in management making $80,000 a year.
Well, I know when Dawn did my resume, she put this stuff on there all the time. And half this stuff I didn't know how to do. She put Microsoft, this is Microsoft.
Because it ain't like when you go on the job, they're going to give you a test.
Right.
They're not going to test you and say, and it's easier nowadays to fake the funk. I'm going to be honest with you. It's super easy now because you can literally sit at your desk, Google how to do this. And God knows with AI, you ain't even got to do it. You just let AI do it for you.
Yeah. Yeah, but they testing for the AI stuff.
Man, bro, they can test all day long. But if you tell me, if I tell you to create me a spreadsheet with this and these are the numbers, these are the columns, and then you create the spreadsheet, you just did the work for me.
Oh yeah, because I do.
They can't test no AI on it.
Yeah, I do invoices and everything now with AI.
That's what I'm telling you. You can't. You can make the job easy for yourself now.
Oh yeah.
And just like Azon said, they gonna teach you and show you, they wait the way they do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to get in the door, right?
Yep.
So understanding the concept, the phrase "who you know versus what you know" reflects the balance between relationships and competence. It does not suggest that skill is unimportant, because we just talked about skill. Skill is important on the job, so you have to have some skills.
Oh yeah.
And so it doesn't suggest that it's unimportant, but rather that access to opportunity is often relationship driven, while sustainability and growth depends on expertise. So
right.
Yeah, you can get the access to the opportunity. It's often, derived or come from relationships, right? Or relationship driven. But again, in order to thrive and grow on that job, you got to have some skill and some expertise.
Correct.
Right. And then, so let's talk about what you know a little bit. The skills, education, experience, and execution ability. It determines the quality of work and the credibility, and it sustains long-term success. What you know represents your education, your experience, problem solving, and execution. So this is what determines the quality of your output, the work that you put out there, your credibility over time, and your long-term value. So without strong skills, opportunities gained through connections often fail to last. So you can have all the skill in the world. You can know how to execute. You can know how to do great work. But if you don't have the opportunity to highlight these skills, then what happens? You fall short. And I think this is where a lot of the nepotism and stuff like that has come into play, because people have the skill. I mean, think about this, right? And sometimes you can you can lose it. You got all the skill. Like say, maybe you have 20 years of skill where you've been performing a certain task, job, responsibility, whatever. Job duties, responsibility. You've been doing it for 20 years. And then they hire this young person fresh out of college or school. And you saying they hired this person, right? And I got 20 years worth of experience. They don't have no experience. So what generally plays into part there is a lot of times it's about the pay. They know if you got 20 years of experience, I'm gonna have to pay you for that 20 years of experience and education and skill that you bring. This new person, like Azon said, I'm gonna show them anyway, and I can pay them a lot less money than what I pay you.
That's what they're doing though.
And that's what it's all about. I could bring them in, teach them the role, and so this is. And I'm gonna tell you some of this thinking too behind some of these doors, right? This is the crazy stuff to me. But some people think that because you have 20 years of experience in the area, right, or performing essential job or task, that this person gonna come in and I ain't gonna be able to tell them nothing. Because they're gonna think they know it all. So I ain't gonna hire them. Let me hire this person that don't know nothing that I can truly tell what to do. That's how small-minded some leaders are. I don't even really want to call them leaders. And they will hire a person because they don't want you, or they just don't want you to come in and show them up. There have been times on jobs that I've gotten jobs that wasn't supervisor jobs, that I was outperforming the supervisor or manager. They knew it, and all of a sudden there were issues. Some people recognized and said, "Hey, you're doing a good job. Boom, let me promote you." Then some people they felt threatened by it.
Right.
But you know what I used to tell people, and I learned this from Robert Robertson. Robert Robertson told me one time. He said, "Tony, let me tell you why I hired you." He said, "I hired you because I feel like you're smart and you're smarter than me." And he said, "I try to make a habit of hiring people I think that are smarter than me." He said, "Because that's what they're going to do is make me look good."
You can tell that's how he made it through his career. Because, I mean, a lot of times, he always went and accessed and put people out front. And he would call you in the office and be like, "Hey, what do you think about this? How should I do this?" So a lot of time he wouldn't.
Now, don't get me wrong. Robert is a smart, brilliant gentleman.
He's smart.
He didn't get all them jobs for nothing.
No, but I'm just saying though, he built his portfolio around, like you say, around strong people.
Think about it. Avis,
a lot from them.
Tommy, he hired smart, smart Theodis Quad. He hired smart guys and women.
Rest his soul. What's my boy?
Theodis.
Man,
Theodis that passed,
yeah. I'm talking about, man. Them rental companies and that Title Max, that was the squad, doc.
It was a lot of smart, intelligent people that he hired, and he told me the reason. And I learned that early on in my career that's what he was doing. He was hiring people he thought was smarter than he was, and it always got the job done, right?
Because I mean,
I started doing the same thing. I started looking for individuals that I felt were, that had a lot of smart, not necessarily that I felt like they were smarter than me, but they were very intelligent. And I was like, hey, they could do the job, regardless of if they didn't have that actual job skill. But if they had some skills that were that they're interchangeable, you can do them. You can teach them some of the other stuff.
It's just like sports, just like the scouting and how they do that. They want the best players on the team. I do it sometimes. Like I've been trying to find me a key person to just help me do certain things with my DJ service. When I go to like restaurants and stuff like that, go to pull up in the drive-thru. If somebody got some skills and I key in on it, I'd be like, bro, dude was smooth, bro. And I go back, kind of watch them again. And they don't even know I'm watching them. But because that's a customer service is a art that's almost gone.
Yeah. Miss Gwen says, oh, wait a minute, let me go back up. I don't want to miss nothing.
Yeah, she got another one.
Okay, it was at the Azon 17. Ms. Gwen said having access to people with HR experience is a great benefit to helping someone secure a job. Knowledge of the hiring process and what strengthens your ability to get the job. Absolutely. Often a person that is coachable is more desirable than one that is skilled. Good leaders surround themselves with employees that make them look good and get the work done. What about you performing the job and then they hire somebody else and expect you to train the person for the job? They should have offered you ridiculous at its best. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen it.
That's a tactic too.
Yeah, I've seen that where you put in for the supervisor role. They look you over. You've been performing the task and doing the task, and then they get the person and say, "Hey, we need for you to train them." And that's why you get people to either walk off the job and leave the job, because to me, that's the ultimate slap in my face. You tell me I'm not good enough to do the job, but I'm good enough to train somebody else to do the job.
Yeah, that's a slap in the face, Doc. That's why my whole theory is people don't quit jobs, they quit people.
Exactly. So what you know represents your education, experience, problem solving ability, and execution skills. This is what determines the quality of your output, your credibility over time, and your long-term value. Without strong skills, opportunities gained through connections often fail to last. As simple as that. You know, you can get that opportunity. So who you know, the relationship, network, referrals, and trust creates access to opportunity, speeds up the decision making, right?
Question, Tony. I got an observation. So, you know, it's kind of odd that this even coming up with this conversation with all the people, you know, Lord God, man, help those folks that lost their jobs here with Amazon, UPS, and Nike. A lot of people don't know when they get these jobs, whether regardless of what type of money you getting from them or whatever, they sign all their paperwork, and inside those clauses and those paperwork, you work for an at-will fire state, meaning that they don't have to give you no type of reason to let you go.
Yeah.
Has it ever been revisited at any of these careers or jobs or whatever? They're just something it is what it is.
Well, Tennessee is just an at-will state. You got a lot of states like that, they're at-will. And they don't necessarily have to give you a reason, which a lot of companies still try to work around, even though it's an at-will. I know a lot of warehouses, they'll just let you go. We no longer need your services. But a lot of other jobs, and especially in the private market, they don't got to tell you ish. They'll just come in and we letting you go, you know. And they don't really have to. They don't in the private market. A lot of private institutions, businesses don't necessarily, you know. It's different when you in government, or you know, they try to do stuff because they don't want any kind of recourse coming back on any kind of legal recourse or anything coming back. So they try to make sure they try to dot their I's and cross their T's, and it don't always happen either. And they try to make sure if they got you dead to the right, you know, in most cases. But on some of these private and some of these private institutions, organizations, they don't care, bro.
Yeah.
At will for them. And
I don't know if you saw this video that went viral. This gentleman was working for this car lot. I forget where they were. But somebody called in on the job to his manager and said that he said something to somebody at a basketball game, and he said the next day when he came in, they let him go. I'm gonna try to find the video and send it to you. And I think he was kind of, you know, being a little, you know, sassy, and, you know, his feelings and stuff was hurt.
So he said it to somebody else that was working in the organization.
No, he was at a basketball game, and his brother basketball game, and I think somebody that knew him that was friends with the manager, white guy, said he said some racial slurs about his daughter or something like that. But he said he didn't say anything. So he said when he got to work this morning, he said he called him in the office and he let him go. So he went live and he was kind of telling at the folks, you know what I'm saying, being real. It was kind of disrespectful, but I kind of felt his pain because of the way it was done. And then they had the police he said himself to call the police up here. So he kind of set himself up. They called the police up there. The police walked up all the way to his car, and come to find out they had already been watching him, so to speak. So he had some warrants and stuff like that, so he got locked up. But the whole thing about it is, I think he's gonna end up getting a lawsuit. I'm not sure, but I'm about to find the video because it went viral.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard to prove, because if and for something like that, they already been watching you. They've been watching your actions, watching you do. That's why I tell people too, a lot of times with social media, be careful what you put on social media. A lot of jobs have social media policies.
Yep.
And so you got to be careful what you put out there on social media. And some people be like, well, I'm on my personal time, and what I say is my business. Well, if you work for that organization and you decide that social media policy, sign off on that social media policy, or you know they have one, they can get rid of you.
A lot of people don't even ask you. No, they need the job so bad they just sign the paperwork and keep going.
Yeah, yeah.
So
they like, hey, go on, terminate me. I'm gonna go get this unemployment and take a chill for a couple of weeks, then go look for another job.
I almost went to jail here some years ago when I worked for a CA company. I ain't gonna say no names, just because of the respect in the individual, and I'm a gentle myself. But it was it was basically really when you nail it down, it was over $8.41. But what made me mad was this gentleman let me work the whole day and then terminated me at the end of the day. I was fuming. I got home done. I was crying. And the individual that let me go stayed walking distance from me. But you're talking about hot as pepper pudding, Doc. Anyway, I digress.
Azon said, some people want to gatekeep at times, like you said. It's a lot of that going on. It's a lot of that going on. Ms. Gwen said, lack of appreciation, acknowledgement of your success drive people away. Yep. Monk said it is what it is. Azon said, and I'll go and get unemployment. Ms. Gwen said, Tony, that sounds like the cancel culture era where we are now where what you say, do, and post on social media expose you to the potential. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. Do y'all remember the CEO and the chief people officer at the concert?
Yeah, when they was kissing up top,
hugging all up, dancing, hugged up.
Yeah,
bro. It went viral and it went ugly. It got ugly. Hey, Quang. Yeah. So that'll happen. So who you know, the relationship, network, referrals, and trust creates access to opportunities, speeds up the decision making, right? Who you know represents the network, the reputation, and trust capital. Relationships often determine who hears about opportunities first, right? Who gets recommended and who is invited into decision-making spaces. People tend to do business with those they know, like, and trust. Sometimes, not all the time, but for the most part, you know, I think that does happen a lot where people, if they know you, they like you, they trust you. That's why a lot of times when people get these CEO positions or become managers and then you see all these changes, because they're putting people around them who they can trust. Right. And it happens. It happens a lot, probably more than we think it does. But it definitely happens a lot.
Yeah.
Why relationship open doors? Decision makers reduce risk through referrals. Trust often precedes proof. And visibility matters. You know, you can, you know, you have to develop great relationship with people. I often say that even when we go places, we're out. Me and Monica, we don't never meet a stranger. We talk to any and everybody, and it's people. A lot of times, people that just start talking to us, and we end up having a whole conversation and talking because it's who we are. You know. And so a lot of times the relationships when you know people, and then sometimes it's not good to refer people that you know on jobs. I've been in situations where I referred people and they got on the job and acted a fool.
Yep.
And I'm like, never again.
Mm-hmm.
I know Monica has done it. Monica worked for Memphis Shelby County School for 30 years. And early on, a lot of times she would recommend people or help people get jobs, or try to look out for some people she knew,
Mm-hmm.
and put a recommendation in for them, let them use, and then they would get on the job in class. And Margaret, so people would call, I put this job in. Margaret would like, okay, I'll tell them. Margaret ain't been more reach out to them folks, and man, I'm on, because Margaret's like, I'm not sticking myself out there again.
Yeah,
she don't work there no more, so she don't really care. That I'm saying.
Right.
But a lot of the times that people would do that, they would come to her and ask her, I put an application, can you reach out to them? She was like, yeah. And sometimes, if she knew that the person was of good character, good, she would reach out and try to help them get, especially like some of those little teaching jobs where they would just, like the little part-time teaching jobs, stuff like that, just to get them in the system. She would try to help them out. But in many industries, decision makers cannot fully assess skill up front. Imagine that.
Nope.
Can you imagine a leader or the decision maker that don't know how to fully assess anybody's skill up front?
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of people like that running organizations. In the heads of organizations.
The White House. Oh.
And so they rely on referrals, right? Prior relationships and social proof to reduce risk. As a result, networks frequently open doors before resumes or credentials are received. So before you didn't even submitted your resume, right? Before you even threw it out there in the atmosphere that you looking to want that job, somebody already opened the door for them because they came off a referral, and they trying to put somebody close to them or somebody that they understand, they trust, because they don't fully know how to assess people's skills, but they rely on other people or referrals or other relationships where they know people and maybe know they got good character that they can learn the job,
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens in a lot of situations. So relationships can open some doors, y'all.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know if they're gonna necessarily keep you in there.
No, it's up to you to do that.
Yep. Why skills keep you there? I just said it. Why skills keep you there?
Mm-hmm.
Performance maintains trust. Results builds reputation. Consistency creates influence. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Once the door is open, performance determines longevity. Skill is what keeps trust intact, builds reputation, and leads to repeat opportunities. Over time, consistent results turn skills into influence.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a such thing as you could be doing, great work, and then at some point, the work that you do or something has happened that has caused your influence to kind of deteriorate. Maybe there has been a change in the administration or the leaders in your organization or whatever. And that influence that you have can start to deteriorate or dissipate. And when that happens, now the job seems less important.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna keep it like that. Hazel said, I don't work with relatives either. They always want to connect me to them. Example, why didn't your cousin come to work?
Right.
Yep. And that would, I mean, because okay, you refer the person, right? You know the manager, supervisor, hiring manager, supervisor. You tell them, hey, I got a really good friend. What I would always say is, I know a person. I don't never say they don't kin to me. Never. Even if they is kin to me. I'm gonna say, hey, I know a person that's looking opportunity, very sharp individual, could do the work. blase, and then this is the person's name. If you want to give them an opportunity to interview them, you can. I don't never say, hey man, you gotta interview this person. You need to you need to hire this person. I don't do that. I'd say it's a very sharp individual, somebody you might want to take a look at. I know they work, I know their character, and then I put it into the hiring manager's hand of whether or not they even want to interview. I don't even guarantee a person I'm gonna get you no interview.
Yeah,
I can just put a word in for you. And sometimes the manager come back, well, I'm gonna really hire somebody. We had to post this. I'm gonna hire. Oh, okay. And then I go back and tell the person they already got somebody internally that they finna hire.
Right.
So don't even waste your time waiting. Monk said I would refer. In some instances, I've helped a lot of people, but if you come to me and I know you ain't gonna do right, don't tell them folks you know me.
Man, what you said? It's just like when Monica was working there, and I did it for almost 5 years when she was doing that retirement gala. You couldn't luncheon. I think it was more like a luncheon. I won't say gala, but the first time she called me, I had to make sure that I sealed the deal with her. Even though I knew her, I just can go in and say I'm just gonna do it next year because I can. I had to make sure I was on time, had my equipment correct, and all that stuff, and make sure I dialogue with her to make sure how the event going. And a lot of folks try to go off that as well just because I just should, she gonna keep on hiring me just because she know me. No, because you can mess around and mess up, and then you got me looking crazy.
Yep. See, I can respect people that understand that. Hey, look, I know I put you in a situation, or I know you put your name out there for me. I'm gonna make sure I do right by you.
Absolutely.
And even maybe check in with you. Hey, I'm how you think I'm doing? I'm doing, da 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 da. But to say, I got the job now, and I'm just gonna do whatever the hell I want to do. No.
Nope, that ain't cool.
Yeah, it ain't cool. The compounding effect.
Wow.
Skills make you valuable. Relationships make you visible. Together, they create leverage. So if you could some kind of way try to have a relationship and still you got the skills, but have the relationship to get the access, you in there like swimwear.
What you said?
Monica said, absolutely, Vev. I had a caterer that showed up in pajamas one time. Yes, I remember that.
That's why I started laughing, because I want to say I know the people. Oh, wow.
Showed up in pajamas. I was like, did they just come in pajamas?
Oh.
I said, not pajamas. Needless to say, I don't think she ever catered again.
For money.
Hazon said, I got on a job and acted like I'm from another planet. I might not be the best at times. Things.
At least you honest, Doc.
Look, I'm not referring nobody to nothing unless I know you super solid. You gonna have to be super solid for me to refer you to somewhere. I ain't gonna lie to you.
The same way
but
when I send out DJs.
You said what?
That's the same thing when people ask me what I know in the DJs. That's the same thing. I'm very particular.
Yeah. You might be a rap. Yeah. When strong skills and strong relationships are combined, they create compounding growth. Skills make you valuable. Relationships make you visible. Visibility plus value leads to influence. Yes, sir. So the ultimate goal is what you want to have is you want to have the access to the opportunity, but you also want to have the skills that go along with the access. So you can make yourself look good. You're making the person look good that referred you or gave you access to the opportunity, and you doing your thing.
Mhm.
I ain't gonna talk about that because it's current, so I'm not gonna mention that. But I remember there was a person. I ain't gonna say his name because they might give it away, but he I was trying to get a particular position, and he was like, "Yeah, oh, you got an interview? Oh, I know them. I'm gonna reach out to him." And he reached out to him. And do I feel like he helped me get the opportunity? Not really, because I did enough to get the interview, and in the interview, I think I impressed enough in the interview to get the job. To the point that I was their first selection. And if I had turned it down, they were gonna go with their second selection. So I do think that that makes a difference. I do believe that him validating me or mentioning my name gave them confidence that they made the right selection. If that makes sense.
Correct.
Yeah. So Azon said people are just now figuring that I work in another department from my godmother, LOL. I have, I have hired relatives in the past. Azon, I know you said you wouldn't work with relatives. I hired relatives in the past. And in the veil to tell you, relatives and friends, I ain't no easy on them than I am anybody else.
He gonna tie that ass up.
Matter of fact, I'm probably gonna expect even more out of you because I know you.
Right.
And if I feel like because you think you know me, you're gonna slack, I'm gonna tear that. I'm gonna tear that up.
I'm telling you. I remember that time. I don't know what Jared did.
Jared, yeah.
I don't know what Jared did. I think he was supposed to be. I know he left out on the delivery. It's been so long ago. You told him specifically to do something, and I think he stopped answering the phone or something. Man, that man walked in the store. But you talking
about I could restore some appliances back to their original looking.
Oh yeah, Jared's gonna clean that joint up, Doc.
Man, that boy will put them gloves on and that apron.
Man, he
roll his sleeves up.
Ooh,
that thing look like a brand new refrigerator.
Yes, sir, Doc.
Brand new stove, brand new washer and dryer. You be like, that boy was cold with it.
Yeah, Jared when they play. Hey, but when you got hold to him that one time, you had to say no more.
Oh no. Monkey said you want to help, but sometimes it's hard to stick your neck out and support people. They don't respect themselves, so you know they won't respect you. Absolutely.
That's the key right there. That's the whole thing in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are the key takeaways in this, man? Because I want to clock this T. You want to build skill continuously, network intentionally, and balance both for sustained growth. That's the key takeaway. Try to get a combination of and I don't even think a lot of people even take this serious into more networking with people or going to networking events.
Yeah, I do.
I don't I used to want to do it, and then I don't know, at some point, because I guess I feel like because I'm so naturally going out talking to people that I don't necessarily need networks. Because you have to understand, some people, if it ain't for work and talking to people at work, they go home, they don't do nothing, they don't talk to nobody. So they might need to go out to other networking events. But I'm gonna talk to people out at the grocery store, in the, wherever. I'm just gonna talk to folk. I'm standing in line, we ain't got another time, I'm gonna talk.
Yeah, it just kind of come with the industry, and some of it be so cheesy and corny. I don't be wanting to go, but a lot of it come with the industry and the type of thing that you actually do. Especially when it comes to me doing weddings, it's just like I be trying to go around and they be like, I don't even want to go to this stuff because it's the same thing over again. But it kind of come with the territory.
Right. Let's talk this tea with our girl Queen Watkins.
Good morning. Y'all know what time it is. Put them phones down, fingers up. It's time to clock that tea with your girl Queen Watkins. I hope y'all are having an amazing morning. But y'all know what time it is. It's time to clock that tea. Y'all, I came across a video that stated in 10 states, y'all, if you get caught cheating, you going to jail or they're going to fine you. Now, I don't know if it's just husband and wife or just dating period when you living with somebody. But to my understanding, it's just when you living with somebody, if you cheat, they on your butt in these certain states, right? So I wrote them down to give y'all a little input of what these states got going on. So if you know you a cheater and you know you one of them, baby, don't go to one of them states if you ain't got no money on. Okay? So the first one is Michigan. You can get 4 years in prison and a high fine. Then you got New York. New York, 3 months in jail, no fine. For Florida, it's 2 months in jail and up to $500. Now, I think they did that kind of low because if you know, you know. This Florida. Cheating is wrong regardless, okay? If you feel like you gotta cheat on somebody, don't be with them. But if you know about Florida, you know about Florida. That's probably why their fee ain't that high in Florida for real. Because they not trying to stop people from coming down there, stop people from trying to move down there. And sorry with Miami, Florida with spring break, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Keep going. North Carolina, 30 days, no bond. But the 30 days is mandatory. So you get caught cheating, you're going to have to sit down for 30 days. Now, is that little wop worth you sitting down for 30 days? Okay, you got to ask yourself, is that man cucumber, is it worth you sitting down for 30 days? Okay. Chicago, you can get up to 1 year and up to $2,500. You can't be out here cheating with no broke nigga. You can't be out here cheating with a broke person in some of these states. Okay? Simple as that. Because you get caught, they get caught, whatever, and you go to jail, they can't help you get out. You're going to have to pay these fines. So you better think twice with some of these states. Hell, some people, even if it's a one night stand, them folks going to look at you like, pay, please. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, no. Maryland, you get a misdemeanor and they charge you $10. So I'm guessing if you want to cheat, you better go to Maryland if you ain't got no money on, okay? Massachusetts, it's actually a felony. You can get up to 3 years in prison. Oklahoma, you can get up to 5 years and a $500 fine. Utah, it's a $1,000 fine with 6 months in prison. Minnesota is up to 1 year, mandatory fine of $3,000. At the end of the day, you shouldn't be cheating, no way, right? But baby, they done set in stone that if you cheating in their states, they gonna make you pay for it. Tired of seeing men and women going through the BS. If you don't want them, leave them. If you can't be faithful to them, leave them. Because you have the choice to be single. You literally have that choice. You wake up and say, I don't want to be loyal. I don't want to do this. Especially like y'all not married and you playing with folks' feelings, you just out here for the streets. Yeah. Be honest with the person you with. Look, I can't keep myself together. So time to roll, because if not, you're gonna pay a fee and take your ass to jail. All right, y'all, that's all the tea that I have today. Make sure y'all tune in to 2 Million Hits Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. sharp. And don't forget to stay tuned for your girl, Queen Watkins, Clock That Tea. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye. And y'all better read.
What you do? How do they know if you
cut my mic off?
How do you what's the terms of going to tell somebody this person cheated on me? How do they know?
I don't even know how they even determine. I guess they had to have proof for them to have to get caught up in the fines and stuff. They had to have proof.
Yeah, because I've never heard that before. But I'm sitting here listening to it. I'm like, how do you know that? I mean, do you take some sort of? Do you get some kind of a? They take some kind of a test or something? I don't know about that one.
Yeah, it's a little weird, man. It's a little weird. But look, Monica said, I think networking is still key. Talking to people in the grocery store is still a form of network. Absolutely. That's why I said I don't go to the actual events, because I'm out here networking anyway and talking to people. So thank you guys for tuning in today, man. What you know versus who you know, man. Hope it helped you out some kind of way, some shape, form, or fashion. Want to remember our brother Zoe in prayer. He's in the hospital. Remember Zoe, say his name. Shout out to Greg Price, man. Happy birthday again, brother. We appreciate you, man. Looking forward to the 3rd annual Zellifang coming up for Easter. Oh, we ain't gonna be here. Well, we might be here the Saturday before. I don't know. We might not be. But anyway, we're gonna do our part.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna do our part, man. We're gonna be in Panama. So
I think y'all can go ahead and start giving y'all money towards the eggs if y'all want to. Go and start sending them in.
Yeah. So if you want to start sending your money in for the eggs, you can go ahead on. You can send it to $2 men, $2 men in hats 2024, and just put in there Easter eggs for Zellifang. And we'll bring you more information on that. But if you want to go ahead on and start donating your money, or if you want to go get the eggs, we talking about the plastic egg that you put the candy in there. We ain't talking about no hard-boiled eggs. Them eggs cost too much. But I know you can get them on Amazon, and I think I bought a pack last year of 350 or 500, and we stuffed them with candy. Bought a bunch of candy, stuffed them with candy. I even put money in a couple of them, and the kids had a great time out there looking for those eggs and having a good time, man. So shout out to that, man. If you guys want to donate money towards the eggs, you can do that. $2 men in hats 2024.
Because right after Valentine, I'm talking about next week. Soon they already got the stuff in the back in the store. So on Valentine over, they're gonna switch it just out, and it's gonna be right on Easter.
Yep.
It's already ready.
Let's go get it done.
Yeah.
All right, man. Come on, close us out, brother.
Again, man. Great topic, bro. Good topic. Good topic. Let us pray. Most gracious God, our Father, Lord God, we thank you for this day. Thank you for this time. Thank you for keeping us through this weather, and let us still have power. And thank you for protecting our elderly and us keeping us through this whole process of going through this bad weather. We thank you just for shielding and protecting our families from these rigid temperatures. We ask you to continue to touch all our efforts, continue to touch Tony family, my family, Queen family, and everybody that's associated with us. We ask a special prayer for Zoe as he's in the hospital right now, and touch his body, touch his mind, touch his spirit, touch his soul, and just cheer him up, Lord God, that he can come back and do what he needs to do to get better. And we actually do all these things in our son Jesus' name, and we said amen.
Amen, man. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same bad time,
same bad place.
2 men in hats. Let's talk about it.
The 2 Minute Hats Podcast with your host with the most, Tony and Lavelle, every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock Dead. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. 2 Minute Hats Podcast.